This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm meteorologist Vanessa Murdock, and we have ourselves a snowstorm. Thus, it is a First Alert Weather Day now until 1 a.m. in the morning, because 1 a.m. is when the storm really begins to make its exit. The snow will be heavy at times. It will create slick and tricky travel for many. 3 to 6 inches is what we expect in the city. 6 to 10 the bullseye north and west of the city. 1 to 3 inches as we hug the coastline, and there will be some mixing as well. At this point in the game, everybody is under some sort of winter weather alert, but where you see the pink is where the biggest impacts are anticipated from this snowstorm. It's a winter storm warning. Here are the biggest snow totals, the most treacherous travel as well, and the longer lasting impacts from this storm. In the purple, hey, we're going to have some impacts, but they won't be as significant. So let's check out our forecasted snow totals so you can see a little bit better on the map who we expect to get the most out of this most recent storm. So Sussex County into Orange, portions of Ulster, Dutchess, and even into Putnam County. We do expect, yes, 10 plus inches possible. This is kind of the bullseye. Could shift a little bit depending upon where the heaviest bands stack up. But nonetheless, that is the projected big number out of this snowstorm. There is a large swath, essentially the entire lower Hudson back through northwestern New Jersey, 6 to 10 inches out of the system. Then we get closer to the city, the coastline. Notice how the city is in the 3 to 6 inch, as is very small portion of Bergen County as well as Hudson County and out onto the island down into Monmouth, Middlesex counties, and a small portion of Ocean County as well. And then the rest of Ocean County and the Twin Forks, we anticipate you rack up 1 to 3 inches out of this storm system. Here is a general timeline. Essentially now until 3 o'clock, this storm is getting going locally. It starts to move into the region from southwest to northeast, and initially we already see some mixing near the coastline. Now from 3 to 9 will be the brunt of this storm. There will be some heavy bouts moving on through. That's when travel may start to slow down and get a little more challenging. 9 till 1 o'clock, system is exiting, wrapping up, exiting out of here. And with that, at that point in the game, it's all about catching up, cleaning the roadways, staying safe if you do have plans to travel as the storm makes its exit. Now, here's a live picture at this point in the game. We've got light snow that is essentially melting as soon as it hits the camera. The temperature out there right now at the surface, not quite down to the freezing mark yet, but it is dropping. So light snow in 36. Once the temperature at the surface gets to 32, you know we can get this snow sticking, and then it's game on for the kids to start playing, right? East-northeast winds right now at 8 miles per hour. The current satellite and radar picture, what you'll note is we've got precipitation across much of the region now, probably a little bit in the way of a few flakes and drizzle out on the east end. Same story for southern Ocean County, but the heaviest snow is right here. Again, this is where we expect the biggest totals to rack up, especially as we move closer to the lower Hudson. But right now, Jefferson getting some heavier snow. Raritan, it's starting to lighten up here. Hackettstown, you're just on the tail end of that heavier snowfall. In and around the city, it's light snow and a little bit of mixing happening as we near the waterways. The big picture shows that this is a big storm impacting many right now, all the way down into Tennessee, heading all the way up to New England. The storm will be making impacts. Lots of winter weather advisories that travel, yes, up the Appalachian Mountains, up into New England. We are not alone, and this will be a storm, I think, that not only has big local impacts, but if you have plans to fly tonight, whether you're going toward the south or to the northeast, it could certainly delay things. And tomorrow morning could be another travel challenge. So certainly your morning commute could be heavily impacted by the end product of this storm. Let's take you through it hour by hour. Again, around 3 o'clock is when the situation really starts to ramp up for more of us. And what you'll note is that the mixing line does head closer to the coastline as we head toward sunset. By 5 o'clock, many of us are seeing snow. We could have some heavier bands moving through the city. The east end of the island, it's still more of a mix, maybe a few drops. As the storm continues to pull east, we'll watch more of us seeing the transition from rain to snow. So certainly you're going to get some snow out on the east end. It'll just take a little longer for it to get to you. By 10 o'clock, it's really winding down for areas north and west of the city, but still holding on pretty tight on the east end. That's why you have that 1 o'clock end time for our First Alert Weather Day. Midnight, we're just left with a few snow showers. 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, drive time if you have to work. It is a holiday, but we will note that there will be lasting impacts from this storm, especially when you're talking about maybe as much as 8 to 12 inches of snow for some to have to clear away. Best bet for the biggest problems north and west of the city. More specifically, pointing to the city itself, remember, we put us in that 3 to 6 range. Here is a look at every single model we kind of look at to assess the situation and give you that grand total. Notice we've gone a little bit above the lowest number, which is the HER model at 2.9 inches, and slightly above the Euro. It's all about where those heavier bands stack up with this particular storm system. So one heavy band could really put us over the 3-inch mark and closer to that 5.3-inch tally. Now, beyond this storm, as I mentioned, after 1 o'clock, we're drying out, but nonetheless, we will then be dealing with extreme Arctic air barreling in. Wind chills through the overnight hour will be dropping off. Midnight, it feels like 18. By 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, feels like 12. That might sound bad, but nothing compared to what we anticipate Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are also first alert weather days because of the extreme chill. We're looking at wind chills as cold as 12 below Tuesday morning. Notice how the city right now is on the plus side of 4. However, there are some projections that would put the entire area at a negative wind chill starting your day both Tuesday and Wednesday. That's how cold this air mass is. It's the coldest we've felt in at least a couple of years. Something to prepare for, and just know that this is on the heels of that storm. If you're going to enjoy the snow, best to do it early tomorrow before the numbers start crashing. Here is a look at your extended forecast. Again, not just today, a first alert weather day, but Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Tomorrow will be the calm after the storm, but when that Arctic air really builds in. It is 25 degrees tomorrow. We will see a mix of sun and clouds, but that real feel is dropping. Tuesday and Wednesday, we do not get out of the teens. Wind chills during the day, single digits overnight, potentially negative wind chills across the board. Then we start warming up as we head into the weekend, but notice these temperatures are really still very much cold. The snow that falls tonight will stick around. And again, I hope you get to enjoy it a little bit. If you do, please send us your pictures. Here's how you can do it. Just scan that QR code right on the bottom of your screen. Pictures and video, we love to see them. Of course, we know that these storms create some challenges, but they also do drop a lot of fun on us. So please scan the QR codes, share those pictures and video, and note that in another hour or so, I'll be here with a live update for you. Maybe we'll have some storm reports. We certainly hope you'll join us at 3 o'clock on CBS News New York.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.